Peace, peace, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so when I tell you, every time Sister MyRah is coming on and every time she is charged up, if you know, you know, like YouTube was like, oh, we don't know if we want to let you on tonight. It's all good. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me okay. If you can see okay. Please let me know in the chat. Drop some 8s. Y'all know how we do SAU. Drop some blue hearts. Any hearts, all the hearts. Okay, perfect. So what we already know is that tonight is going to be just super powerful. Shout out to everyone who is here, have been here since earlier today, waiting for this. Welcome. Let's see. Peace, Sun Goddess. Sun Goddess said, I have been waiting for all week for this. Okay, me too. Me too. Jacqueline's like, peace, Jacqueline. Jacqueline Christmas is like, I'm so excited. Positive vibes. Gina Love. Shanae says, I'm so ready. Yana says, I love this lady so much. She has to be my soul family. She has familiar energy. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes, let's see. Deborah says, yes, spectacular and definitely a game changer for me. Totally excited. Gloria, peace, Gloria. Gloria is like, greetings, everyone. Looking forward to this live. And then like all the emojis. She has all these emojis up here. Welcome. And King Lemuel Production says, gratitude. 3 times. We know the power of the number 3, right? Sister MyRah taught us about that. Yeah, so welcome everyone that is here tonight. It's a special night. We have a special guest. Sister MyRah Moss is in the house with us tonight for a powerful message. Make sure that you like the video, put a thumbs up. Make sure you share this video with other people. She's going to go in. Let me tell you, I think it was it 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, we had a 3-day summit. And we talked about wealth, education, spirituality, just different levels, abundance, just different things. And Sister MyRah was on the final night. And when I tell you that she was going in, she was channeling messages from Big Mama, as she calls Mama Universe, just super powerful. And one of the things, and I always say this, when you have a master speaking, teaching, you better get your notebooks. You better take notes. Do not take this for granted. As I'm saying that, my ears are burning. Do not take it for granted what they are sharing with you, okay? Because no one is guaranteed to be here for 100, 200, 10, 1,000 years. So get everything you can while you can. And so as she was teaching, I was taking notes. And I told her afterwards, we spoke, and I said, Sister MyRah, you kept talking about training. You kept saying it's time to train. It's like, it's time to train. And I was like, what is this training? And so we had an extended conversation about, what she meant with regards to spiritual, beings, the soul family training right now. And she even, talked about herself personally, the energy that she's in. And so I was like, if you are in this energy, then it is time for everyone to be serious about, their work. And so I asked, would she be willing to come on here and, just, share that message at another level? And she agreed. And so we are here tonight, y'all. Okay. So as I'm telling you again, be prepared to listen with your hearts, listen with your eye, be prepared to take some notes and have a good time, because we always have fun. So with that said, it is my honor. Drop some, one of Sister MyRah's favorite numbers is 8. So drop some 8s in the chat. Okay, drop some 8s in the chat. Drop some hearts in the chat as we welcome back Sister MyRah Moss. Welcome, Sister MyRah.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you. Always a pleasure, to be on any platform you bring forward, you see. So we're on the same page. It's time to, educate our family to
Mhm.
what we're stepping up to. And, there's a major step up coming. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you for the
Thank
invite.
you, thank you. And I always tell you, just take a moment. I just want you to take a moment just to receive the love, just receive the messages that, everyone is sharing with you before you begin, just a extra charge. So
Okay.
yes, I'm gonna share this. Kimberly says, "Peace, Sister Myra. Love energy to you."
Oh, wonderful.
You have a little one on here. Someone says that their 9-year-old says hi to you.
Whoa,
Mhm.
wonderful. Beautiful. Now I'm really impressed, man. Beautiful.
NJ says she reminds me of the Oracle from The
Yeah,
Matrix.
a lot of people say that. One of my sons would bring their friends over, and one time I was pulling cookies out the oven, and they're like, they're always teasing them about me being the oracle, and then I'm pulling cookies out the oven, so that just dug it even in deeper.
Oh my goodness. So with that said, I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna let you take over.
All right.
Yeah, let's have some fun. Let's learn.
Okay. Greetings, family. Greetings, greetings. So, um, what we're going to deal with is basically what I do is like soul astrology. What you're probably used to is, more of fundamental astrology, where they're just teaching you mostly the fundamentals. And then, but I teach the fundamentals, but as well as I will then give you insights in how to put it into operation. At this point, we really do know everything we need to know. We are completing half of this operation, and this is a universal operation, and it's a holistic operation, and we've completed half, which is the physical half, and that is completed when we get into the Aquarian age. Aquarius is the sign of I know, which means we've reached the maximum of what we need to know. We've reached the maximum of, what we need to research, what we need to try to understand, what we need to try to figure out. Right now, we're in partnership with our own spirit. That's the only thing we really need to focus on, because our spirit is going to bring the other half to the table that we've completed on the opposite half, as the physical vessels. And we've been the physical vessels of sacrifice and struggle, because the only way energy unfolds is through those polarities, a negative and positive polarity. But what is lost in that definition is the fact that you don't blend energy, that you have to harmonize energy. And the ultimate way to harmonize energy is when you're balancing opposites. Two halves make a whole. So that means it unfolds through a negative and positive polarity. And energy can only go 180 degrees before it has to be balanced with the opposite 180 degrees, which will complete a full 360-degree spiral. And that is when it's reached the holistic level. That's when it opens up a vortex for you to be able to access the next level. And we do this on an infinite process in the universe. And anytime we get into the Aquarian age, we complete spirals for ascension to the next level, where we start a new spiral at a higher vibration for ascension to the next level, where we complete that spiral. And this is infinite, you see. So as we ascend to each level, it's depending on completing those spirals, and those spirals um, is the balance of those opposites, each opposite bringing 180 degrees to the table. So we have reached the maximum of 180 degrees of the physical half of this operation. It only unfolds through a negative and positive polarity. So we've completed the negative polarity, or we're ready to hop that fence to the opposite half. Like I said, energy has to go 180 degrees, and we're probably at 179 degrees when it comes to completing the physical half. And as we complete our physical half, then we have to bring the spiritual half to the table to match what we've invested on the physical half, and not just this lifetime, through a multitude of lifetimes of sacrifice and struggle. And now it's time for the opposite, the return in spiritual reward and spiritual empowerment, stepping to what we call our wholeness. We have to become holistic, because this is a holistic universal purpose being fulfilled. And we have to be holistic to step up and participate. And that starts with that first balance with your own spirit. So now is the time where we have to let go of trying to research, understand, figure out. Right now we're coming to a place where we are going to come to a full knowing, a full knowledge of everything we need to know, because that's on the masculine half. That's the external. That's the half we're completing when we're dealing with the air element and the fire element, the masculine half. And the air element deals with our knowing, Aquarius being the last air sign. So we've reached the maximum of the extent of what we need to know, or our knowledge, our spiritual knowledge, have reached the maximum. So now it's time not only to know, now that we've reached the maximum of what we need to know, and believe me, your spirit has already brought you everything you need to know. That is why it's important to get in that personal balance with your own spirit. That's the first spiral you have to complete. You do the physical half. And when you've maxed out on what you know to do on the physical half, that is when you tag your spiritual partner. Your spiritual partner will come in the ring, and it will, you have to come out of the ring. You don't blend energy. We have to keep that in mind. We harmonize energy. And the ultimate harmonization is when we're balancing those two opposites to create the whole. So we've reached the maximum of that knowing, or what we need to know. And your spirit has already brought you everything you need to know to fulfill your spiritual purpose and your spiritual destiny. So we're at the point now where it's time to utilize what you know. That means to walk in the knowing. It's the difference in knowing and walking in the knowing. So we're at the point now where we need to start walking in the knowing. And that is what I want to impart, when it comes to the class that we're doing. I want to give you all the fundamentals of what you need to know to begin to walk in the knowing, so that because we're reaching a very crucial point right now where everything is coming to a head. And my symbolism that I do with the Super Bowl is pointing a neon sign at next year as to when all this is going to come to a head. So everything you've already gathered in what you know through your spirit, whatever. And believe me, your spirit is the one who is responsible for bringing you the information that you need to know for yourself personally. We're all on a unique journey, and only your spirit can bring you the other half of the process when it comes to each one of us personally. So you've done your half, and that means you've given the ammunition to your spirit to do its half. And it's the one that knows. And the way you can follow how your spirit is giving you that guidance to step you up to a new level, because the only way is to get into that partnership with your spirit at this time and let it begin to train you. That is what I will teach you, is how to recognize the symbols, because the spiritual language is symbolism. So your spirit is going to reach out to you to do its half of the training through symbolism. So this is what I want to teach you. I want to teach you how to understand energy. and what that energy symbolizes, so that your spirit, you will recognize how your spirit will be using those symbolisms to get you to be able to walk in what you now have gathered in your knowing. As we complete this half in the Aquarian age, the sign of I know. So reaching the maximum of what we need to gather and what we need to know in order to hop that fence. We're not talking straddling the fence, because we don't blend energy. So you have to hop the fence to the other half. We're going from the conscious realm into the subconscious realm. We're actually going full circle, because everything did start in the subconscious or matriarchal half, with our ancestors and the powers they had. But spirit is spiral. So it spiraled from the matriarchal half, the feminine internal, the soul realm, and it went spiral to the external half, the air and fire or masculine half, where it became external, and actually in the illusionary realm, as we lost sight to the subconscious realm or the soul realm. That has now been suppressed and hidden from within and hidden in antiquity. But the only way we can step up is to bring balance between what you've learned in this external air and fire masculine, what you've completed in that half, and what you know. And now we're going to match it in the opposite half of, the subconscious, the symbolism. This is where things, we begin to walk in the magic of this operation, tapping the subconscious. That's the entrance into your ancient Akashic records, your ancestral family, ancestors from the soul realm who had powers and gifts. These are what we're now ready to return to. Those of us who fell from the highest royal level to the lowest level of the earth, and now we're in transformation to come back full spiral or circle, spirit is spiral, back to the highest again. So we're at that gateway. And so this is what we're going to deal with, understanding the fundamentals of energy, using astrology, numerology, all spiritual avenues of tapping into the symbolism of spiritual information, which is what your spirit is going to use in its guidance to step you up to a new level. So that is what this will be about, giving you the basic fundamentals, but also preparing you for the juice of how to use or utilize the fundamentals of understanding what this energy is all about. If you understand energy, there's nothing you can't know. Everything in the universe is about energy. It's about energy. So that is what we're learning. We're learning about energy so we can be a participant in, because we're actually, when I say spirit moves inside out, not outside in, that means we're energy transmitters as well as receivers. But it's what we send out as to what we spiral back. Nobody has more power than you do to create your own reality. But you have to know that. That Aquarius age is what really activating all of this, because Aquarius and Leo axis of energy. It's time to evolve, evolution, Aquarius, this new age rulership, Leo, when you balance those two. So Aquarius, this evolution of a new age rulers. It's time for us to step up as new rulers for the new Aquarian age. But you have to know that. You have to know that. That's what the Aquarius and Leo energy is bringing to the table. You stepping up in the knowing of who you are when it comes to the power you have as universal royal rulers when it comes to energy. That is what puts us at the top of the hierarchy in spiritual rulership, is because we are the energy beings. You know, it's all about energy. And we're at the top of the hierarchy, you know, basically because of the melanin factor. It is what gives us the ability to not only draw the energy, but to harmonize energy, since we don't blend energy. So everything is contingent on the principles of balancing opposites. That is the key to everything. Two halves make a whole. But you have to understand the process. We have 4 family members of this royal family of energy that connects to us at a mundane level through that family energy. There's only 4 components of that 4 aspect of this royal family that completes that spiral. Each member deals with 1/4 of that spiral. So that is what we're going to focus on: the family energy, the family energy, and so you can connect it from you as an individual vessel, and then understand how you can vibrate to the highest levels, tapping into those highest components of those 4 members of the royal family that are described in characteristics through the 4 elements. You describe the characteristics of each one of these family members through the 4 elements. 4 is the number of completion. So everything is about balance. And 2 halves make a whole, and 180 degrees maximum before it activates the opposite response of 180 degrees. So this is where the premise comes from: as above, so below, as within, so without. Wherever you can balance opposites, that is how you understand how to see the whole. And the only way to see what's real is to see the whole. So from one extent to the opposite extent in equal measure. Balance is the key to everything. Now, we're going to look at the royal family of energy, and I just don't know how well, you know, when I show, let me see if we can get a good picture of this. Some of you may have seen this before. Let me see if I can get a good, let's see here. Go right here. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see. I'm trying to give you how these 4 members unfold. How is it coming through? Not clear?
Yes, we can see it. We can see it good.
Okay, good. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's see here. Let me get it back in position here. Now, if you see, you have up at the top here, we have the soul realm, which is mama's domain, the density of energy. That is what melanin is. Energy so dense before it crosses over into manifestation or materialization, which is what the daughter component represents. So right now we're looking at the mama, the soul realm, the blue, if you can see the color blue at the top here. And it says here, let me read it. Mama universe, the density of energy, the water element, internal, the soul realm of magic. That is what that quarter, that one right there, that's what we're dealing with, the mama universe. And then as we go from that spiral, you see, we'll go also on that feminine half in green at the bottom underneath. We got the spiral that deals with the quality of crystallized energy, the daughter of character, the manifested value of focused energy. And now we're dealing with the earth element when we're dealing with the daughter component right here at the bottom of the mama. We just looked at the feminine half, you see. And you see how this energy, and what it does, it spirals from mama. It'll go from mama to sun. And the sun is going to represent the red part here. Let's see if I can get that. Focus. The focus of the sun. The masculine half, the sun is the power, the fire element. And we're dealing with the sun of power. It says collective focus of energy. And on the bottom, we have the physical half. And on the top, we have the spiritual half. You know, but energy unfolds through a negative and positive polarity. So it'll go from mother to sun. So you'll follow that spiral from mother down to the sun. And the focus. And then it'll go up to the father, the air element, where we're dealing with the light blue here. We're dealing with the father element. Let's see, let me get this position. At the top, the fire element. I know this is a little shaky, you guys, but bear with me here. The light blue, the fire element. Now we're dealing with the spiritual. It says here, the spiritual realm of knowledge, the air element, external, Father Spirit, the ultimate etheric of energy. So that is the top, you know, as it spiraled from the sun up to the Father, the air element are at the top, and then the final. So that's how those four work together. The mama, the energy will go to the son, then it'll go up to the father and down to the daughter, because energy unfolds through a negative and positive polarity. So it's from mother to son, and then from father to daughter when it comes to energy, or, you know, a feminine, masculine, then a masculine, feminine polarity, a dual balance of opposites. All of this is information, and this is really basic energy information, so that when we do get into the fundamentals of the class, you'll understand better, you know, when we start dealing with the details of this information. I'm showing it to you from a holistic perspective first, and then it'll be easier to fill in the details in what we will do in the class. So it's the father of righteousness, the air element, mama of ancestral love, the water element, the son of creative powers, the fire element, and the daughter of character and integrity, the earth element. These are what we're going to be dealing with and understanding those characteristics and how they play out when it comes to energy. So that is what we're going to be looking at here. How to understand the details of how we bring this information for me to come up with that type of graph. When you start understanding the fundamentals of energy, it'll take a life on its own. That's why I call it soul astrology. Once you get the information, as I come up with these things, you'll start coming up with your own graphs, your own formulas. So what we're learning is how to group the energy, you know, how to make sense of how it unfolds. We're just going to learn how energy operates so that you can take control. As an energy transmitter, you are the one as to how you send your energy out, as to how it will spiral back to you. No one has more power than you do to create your own reality. But like I said, you have to know that. We haven't known that. That's why we've been under the auspices and the control of the father of illusion, the Ma of tricks, the matrix, and the Ma of terror, materialism. We've been under those auspices. But now it's time for divine intervention. It's time for our true parents, righteous Father Spirit and Mama Universe, to come to the rescue of Daughter Earth and the Son of Power. It's time for divine intervention. But we have to lift our vibration. And the way we lift our vibration to participate is to understand this holistic purpose that is now being fulfilled. Understanding that there's a bigger purpose being fulfilled. And we're just the individual aspects of that. And we had to complete that negative polarity, that sacrificial struggle have, before we could activate the opposite response in spiritual reward and spiritual empowerment. My favorite phrase is, as bad as it's been, is as good as it's about to get. You see, trying to show you the importance of understanding energy, because we're hitting the crossroads now. That is what that eclipse was about on April 8th, because the 8th sign of the zodiac is Scorpio. And that's what this is about right now, our transformation. You know, we have talked about the 3 cross levels, the cardinal cross already been activated, Aries opposite Libra, Cancer opposite Capricorn. It's the fixed cross that we're in the middle of right now. The Aquarius opposite Leo, vertical leg of the fixed cross, the evolution, Aquarius, of New Age rulers, Leo, is that vertical leg of the fixed cross. And what we're in the middle of the fixed cross, is that horizontal leg, which is Taurus opposite Scorpio. That means it's time, in order for us to evolve as that New Age ruler, there has to be a transformation of our values. And when I talk about a transformation of our values, which is Scorpio and Taurus energy, axis of energy, this is where your spirit is ready to position you to step up to the next level. But before you can step up to the next level, from a mundane to a royal level, you need to understand what your spirit is releasing you from, you know, when it comes to your values, your habits, Taurus energy, that has to be transformed. We have to transform from mundane, physical illusions of value to spiritual, creative, and royal values of rulership. And it's your spirit that's going to guide you and position you to step up to this next level. But it's going to have to, you can't take old baggage, old habits, old values from a mundane level up into a royal level. This is what I call the Lot's wife syndrome, where that we have that horizontal leg, Scorpio, the energy of transformation, and then Taurus, the sign of values. So that is what's being transformed. Did we lose the feed or what? Okay. That is what is being transformed. So, and that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing validation that we're now transitioning from that horizontal leg of the fixed cross, and it's time now to access the third cross, which is the mutable cross, where we tap into the magic of the universe. That is what your spirit is going to train you to do, is tap into the magic. We're going full circle back to the subconscious realm, the interest into our ancient Akashic records, our ancient memory, connecting to our ancestral powers, to the soul realm. So that is what your spirit is going to have to train you to be prepared to step up to a new level. It's going to teach you new lessons. It's going to give you new guidance. Doesn't matter how bonded you are with your spirit at this time. It's time to take you to a new level, new lessons to learn, new values to understand, from a mundane illusion of value to spiritual, creative, and royal values. Now we have to step up as new rulers to the universal values. And universal values are based on the spiritual principles of righteousness. And so Daughter Earth is off kilter to that right now. And it's time for her to get back into conformity with these higher vibrational values, universal values, which consist of prosperity, peace of mind, security, harmony, joy, protection. These are higher universal values. And so we, being in the illusion, in the physical half of this operation, has our wish list is too low. Now we got to lift it up to higher values. It's your spirit who's going to help you understand what those higher values are. It's personal for each and every one of us because we're all on a unique journey. Everybody has a unique contribution to this creative process, and only your spirit can help you get in position for that. But right now, you have already received everything your spirit needs you to know right now. And now it's time to walk in that knowing, utilize what you know. And that is what this class will prep you for. It will prep you to be able to walk in that knowing, learn how to harmonize energy. We don't blend energy. We have to harmonize energy. So how do we do that? So that is what we're going to understand. That's what we're going to learn. We're going to be fully prepped to hit that gateway, which I truly believe is pointing at next year, because nine is the number of fulfillment, where you complete a level and simultaneously start a new level. That is under the vibrational numerology of the 9. And so when you add up 2025, you get the 9. And so there's other things that are pointing at next year being the year. So right now it's time for you to get into a partnership with your spirit. And that means an equal partnership with your spirit. So that's what you need to be equipped with. Symbolism, the symbolic language, in order for you to understand how your spirit is guiding you. Spirit don't work in fraction. It's only going to prove what it's doing when it's ready to fulfill what it's doing. You have to be in tune with your spirit to understand when it's giving you that symbolic guidance. So that's what I want to prep you for. Now I have this chart that I did. Sometimes I do like automatic writing, and so this I pulled out of a notebook that I had done when I lived in Atlanta. First, let me give you this. It says the Father, the law, unites or forgives, partners or cease to resent the mama. And I'm talking about that spiral of energy I showed you that makes that figure 8, that figure 8 of infinity. That's how we encompass all 4 of those components. So it says the Father, the law, unites or forgives, to pardon, to cease to resent the mama. Then he takes that energy. Wait a minute. It starts with let's start with the mama. The mama is unconditional love. She resurrects, or to bring back from the dead, to uplift, to energize the sun. So the mama resurrects the sun. So it'll, when I showed you that spiral, that number 8, it goes from the mama to the sun. And the sun means the fire element, to empower. And the sun redeems the daughter, to win back what was rejected, to repair, to restore, to release from debt or bondage. So he redeems the daughter. And then the daughter, she represents the earth element, the daughter of character. And the daughter absolves the father. Which means to set free from guilt, to grant absolution, to bring into balance or into peace. And then the Father, the law, unites or forgives, or partners the mother, or cease to have resentment for the mother. Why he has resentment, that's another story. But then that takes the energy back to the mama again. And we start that infinite spiral, that cycle, that infinite number 8 that continues that spiral of creation. That's the spiral of creation, creative energy. Now, what I wrote in that automatic writing, it's like the fence. I know you're not going to be able to see this writing, and it's really kind of scribbled, but I'm going to give you just an impression of what I'm going to be reading from. I'm not going to get you to try to read from it, but I want you to see how it's laid out or how it's set up, you see. And then I'm going to read it to you and you'll understand its meaning, but I want you to see how it's set up here. We have the spiritual reality versus the physical illusion. And it's like this is the fence that we have to hop here that goes straight down the middle. So hopping the fence. And it says here, we're going to start with the royal rulership, the queen of motherhood, universal love for the family, which consists of compassion, appreciation, understanding, and we're dealing with the water element. And then when we hop that fence to the mundane rulership, now we're dealing with the stepmama of the Cinderella story. I already told you daughter Earth is Cinderella. Daughter Earth is the rejected stone who becomes the cornerstone. It's in her rejection and redemption the earth is transformed. Daughter Earth, or daughter character, who's been rejected in her value in the physical illusion because she is the energy of character, and character is not respected in the land of illusion. That is how she became that rejected stone, or that Cinderella energy from the bottom to the top. She was placed at the bottom of the totem pole in her value in the physical illusion, and has to be redeemed and lifted up in order for, this transformation of energy to occur for the earth. So when we're looking at the mundane or the physical illusion, we're talking about the manipulation as contrast to the queen of motherhood in the water element. Now we're looking at the manipulation of the stepmother. This is why your physical family is your step family. We think the physical is the reality because it's solid and we pick it up through our 5 senses, but physical is individual, spirit is collective. And we've had many lifetimes with family members with different bodies. So it's not about the body. It's about the connection you make in your energy. It's your spiritual energy that is more real than the physical illusion, which is only a part of the whole. So the manipulation of the stepmother, that step family, that's the physical family. They are the ones who wound you, where the spiritual or cosmic family is the one that will heal you on its half of the operation. And that's the fence we're getting ready to jump from the wounding half through the physical family to the healing half from the cosmic family. So the mundane rulership, the manipulation of the stepmother, and that includes being self-absorbed, obsessive, self-centered, judgmental, impatient. That is what we're looking at, and if we're looking at, so that is hopping the fence from the highest, the queen, or the mama versus the mother. The mama versus the mother. Mother means to smother. Put an S in front of mother, the water, and she unfolds through the sun. So the mother, too much water, or mother smothers the fire or the power of the sun. That's the stepmother, and how she operates. Then we go to the air column. Now we got the king of fatherhood on the spiritual reality half. The king of fatherhood, the karmic law of Saturn. Saturn represents the father at the planetary level. We're dealing with a multitude of levels here. You get back what you give out. The Lord of Karma, the karmic law of Saturn, the air element. He is the one who will lift up those who've been abused in their power, and he will take down those who've been abusive in their power. So that is the role of the father, of the king of fatherhood. The air element deals with the mind and how he's teaching us how to think righteously. You know, he was the one that cut down Asar into those 14 cycles, because Asar was the ultimate son, most prone to abuse his powers. And that's the ultimate sin spiritually, is the abuse of power. So that is why the king's role, or the father's role through the air element, was to cut down the ultimate son into 14 cycles of time, so he could learn how to mature and use his powers righteously and not abuse them. That is how I got the information of the Super Bowl, because we were dealing with Asar in the Super Bowl with Kansas City, and he was still in his abusive form. He had not yet put on his penis the last piece that they couldn't locate, which indicate the resurrection of creative powers. So that is what told me that Asar was still on the abusive half. He was not yet whole, but he was only one piece away, you know, which is why it's pointing at next year, because this Super Bowl was Super Bowl 58, which is the number 13. And we're in the 8th year. But next year we'll be in the 9th year, which is the year of fulfillment, the number of fulfillment. And you know, if we do have a Super Bowl, it will be the 59th, which will add up to 14. It's 14 pieces that Asar has to come back together, 14 pieces. And this Super Bowl demonstrated 13 pieces had come together. So we only need that last piece, and that's the penis, which represents the resurrection of our collective powers as we're stepping up as new rulers for this new Aquarian age. So that's the king's role, is to give us lessons of righteous thinking. But when we hop that fence, the air element, to the physical illusion, we have the construct of the system, the abuse of power. That is the father of illusion. That is counterpart and opposite to the father, the king of righteous thinking. So that's the physical illusion half, an abuse of power when it comes to taking advantage of weaknesses. So then we go to the prince of brotherhood, which is the fire element. And he has been, there has been the prince of brotherhood, who have been actually, I call it the restricted power, being weakened in their power, and now has to be resurrected in that power, which is the fire element. So the prince of brotherhood, the son of power, the fire element on the royal side. But when we go to hop the fence to the physical half, we have Hercules, the patriarchal spirit, a misguided fortune, focus in power. So that is the counterpart, Hercules, the patriarchal power of the spirit. And then we go to the princess. As we go to the next level, the earth level, now we're dealing with the princess of sisterhood, which is abandoned principles. Remember, this is daughter character, and she's been rejected in her value and has to be redeemed in her value. So as character, the integrity of character. So right now, playing the role of, the abandoned principles of character, but being redeemed into the high priestess or the princess. She is the one that has been put at the bottom of the totem pole in her value in this physical illusion, because she's the energy of character, and character is not respected in the land of illusion. So that is how she became the rejected stone, who becomes the cornerstone. It's in her rejection and redemption. The earth is transformed. Daughter earth, daughter character. represented on the cardinal cross as the Capricorn energy. So, and the counterpart of the sun, we're looking at David, the son of redemption. David is the son of redemption and transformed emotional focus. And on the other side of that fence, we got passions and the ego in the physical illusion, the mechanism of the illusion or the spoiled brat syndrome. So that is the ego that represents the counterpart of the son of redemption or focused emotional energy transformed. The rejected daughter, self-value. This is that Cinderella energy, self-value, self-worth. The rejected daughter of character, because we've been in the land of illusion. Character is not respected in the land of illusion. She represents character. And when we hop that fence, her counterpart is feelings, emotional fears, insecurities, where daughter or the earth deals with our security. And so it says, are you straddling the fence? Internal hidden power, the subconscious, external visible power, the conscious realm. So the fence, are you straddling the fence? Those are the two extremes on both sides, you see. So that is how we look at the royal family versus the mundane family and how you qualify to step up, in that royal purpose through that royal energy. And let me see, what else did I bring? I'm really trying to emphasize how it's time for us to begin to walk in the knowing of this power. Family energy, universally, we've been at the crossroads. We're right at the crossroads right now, and if we understand how you can participate in your contribution to the level you will unfold that energy, to the level you can take that vibration. Now, those four qualities of the highest vibration, the air element, we're dealing with righteousness, the Father. The water energy, we're dealing with unconditional love and being compassionate in our love. Unconditional love doesn't mean, that you just take anything from your family. But it means you don't sit in judgment of your family. So that is what the water element is indicating, the mama component, unconditional love for the family, especially her ancestral family of antiquity, the soul realm. And then the fire element, the sun component, the passion to protect righteousness. We see that through Aries and Libra, the axis of Aries and Libra. Aries, the warrior, the fire, passionate. Libra, air element, the sign of righteousness or peace. So, as I always say, if you separate the two, you have Aries running around kicking butt all over town and Libra with no backbone trying to keep the peace. So it's not until you balance the two. That's why I look at 6 axes of energy, not just 12 individual signs. So when you balance the two, you have a warrior who takes a stand for peace or justice or righteousness. So that is how energy works in those pairs. But when it comes to the sun, it's the passion to protect righteousness. It's his highest quality of vibration. And then the Father, like we said, righteous thinking, the spirit of righteousness, that's the Father's highest vibration. The mama is that love. And then the daughter is character, integrity, and character. She's the last one to the table because she's the manifester. All souls come in through Mama Universe and are manifested and materialized through Daughter Earth. And Capricorn is the quality. So it's going to only manifest the quality of that creative process. So that is why the earth is the last to come to the table, or the daughter, or daughter earth, because she's actually one who manifests the quality of the creative process. So that's why she stands for integrity and character. That's the highest vibration of the earth. So we got righteousness, we got unconditional love, we've got the passion of protecting righteousness, and we've got character. Those are the highest vibrations of the royal family of energy. And as high as you can take your vibration, as high as you can follow that line of energy from one end, you're the individual vessel. At the opposite end, the individual vessel for that energy. And as, like I said, spirit moves inside out. So as high as you can send that energy out or up is as high as you can spiral it back. Spirit is spiral. So you are in control. And the thing about the Aquarian age is knowing that you have the power. And now that you know you have the power, now you have to walk in the knowing of that. Walk in the authority of your royalty. So walking in the knowing. And that is how you know you're guided in the right way, when you are lifting your vibration to tap into those four qualities, or highest qualities, of the energy royal family at its highest vibration: character, righteousness, unconditional love or compassionate love, and the passion to protect righteousness. Those are the highest qualities. And as you vibrate in those qualities, is as high as you'll take your vibration, and is from that level is how high you will spiral it back. Those that want to keep us under the construct, they are keeping us in doubts, fears, and guilts to lower the vibration, because we are getting divine intervention. So to lower the vibration, so you don't step up as a royal ruler. So that is why we need to know and understand what this is all about. You know, that is why they have purposely kept us from seeing the whole. If you don't see the whole, you're not seeing the real. That is why balance is the key to everything. Two halves make a whole, or holistic. And if it's not whole, it's not real. So this is the information that you need, you know, to get into the knowing about, so you can begin to utilize the knowledge of what is this energy operation of this family all about. So that is what we will get insights of. Let me see what else I got here. Learn how to create the reality of your dreams, rather than unwittingly allowing others to steer your vibration through fears and insecurities. A reality that you must that is the reality most dread. It's on you and no one else who has more power than you to create that reality, depending on the level that you are opening up your vibration to. Transmitters as well as receivers. Energy, spiritual energy, inside out, not outside in. That's where mama speaks to you on the internal, the earth and water. Earth is your security and water is your emotional happiness. Mama speaks to you internally through how you feel, the water, from your ancient memory. So she's the one who's going to give you insights as to who you are in a larger universal persona of things. You know, in order for you to step up holistically, you have to know who you are in a larger universal from a larger universal perspective. A high priestess, a princess, a king, a queen, you know, or a prince. So those being able to understand who you are and who it is that you tap into, you know, that most amplify the vibration of the purpose that you chose to come here and serve. So what I'm going to do in final, because what I want to do is to let you know it is time. Like I said, I'm looking very strongly at next year. So it's definitely time to get in that harmony and partnership with your spirit. But you have to understand the symbolism of how your spirit is going to give you guidance. And don't think because you've already got a good relationship with your spirit that you already have that partnership equal. Because, like I said, your spirit is now ready to take you to a new level. And it's going to teach you new lessons for the next level. It's like you've graduated from the 9th grade to the 10th grade. You need new lessons. So each level, you're going to learn new lessons. So now it's time for you to learn new lessons, and it's time for your spirit to step you up to a new level as you begin to identify not just, who you are personally, with what line of energy that you're connected to when it comes to your vibration and connecting to the highest qualities of those 4 family members. And so that you will then be very in tune with how your spirit is stepping you up to that purpose. So the last thing I would want to do is to read to you what I read when I ended the Hammett Summit. So a lot of you will be familiar because I've read it before, but like I said, a lot of reiteration for me, because what we're doing is it's like we're peeling back the layers of an onion. There's just so much to peel back to get this whole aspect, of this process. It's too much for you just to digest everything. And that's what the lessons will do. It'll give you comprehension as we put everything into a proper position, so that you can group the information so it won't be so scattered. And that's what it's all about, trying to pull the pieces of those informations together in symbolism, so that you can understand a larger meaning, and not look at things like we've been programmed to do in the physical illusion, just literally through logic and reason. So this is what I'm going to read to you, as a final influence to let you know what time it is and time for us to prepare, not just to know, because we already know everything we need to know at this point, but to prepare you to begin to walk in that knowing, to utilize what you know. And that is a whole different than just knowing. Utilizing or walking in the knowing. That is Capricorn energy. They say I use, but I say I utilize, so that is the Capricorn energy. So it says here, and it's called A Hopi Elder Speaks. So I know you guys have heard me do this before. And this is, like I said, what I ended the Hammett Summit on. I used to put out a newsletter, at the Hammett Summit. This is a copy of the newsletter. I see the pictures getting frozen now. So it won't take it up. Oh, here we go. But it's, yeah. So this is the newsletter I did. And I used to pass out at the Hammett Summit, it's called Creative Visions, a newsletter of the Illume. And I used to do this on just different articles when it came to energy, front and back. So this is called A Hopi Elder Speaks. It says, you have been telling people that this is the 11th hour. You must go back and tell the people that this is the hour and that there are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in right relation? Where is your water? Know your garden. It is time to speak your truth. Create your community. Be good to each other and do not look outside yourself for the leader. Then he claps his hands together and smiled, and he said, this could be a good time. There is a river flowing now very fast. That's the spiritual flow. It is so great and swift that there are those who will be afraid. and they will try to hold on to the shore or hold on to the physical. They will feel they're being torn apart and will suffer greatly. Know that the river has its destination. The elders say we must let go of the shore, push off into the middle of the river, keep our eyes open and our heads above water. And I say, see who is in there with you and celebrate. At this time in history, we are to take nothing personally, least of all ourselves. For the moment that we do, our spiritual growth and journey comes to a halt. The time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves. Banish the word struggle from your attitude and vocabulary. All that you do now must be done in a sacred manner and in celebration. We are the ones we've been waiting for. So with that, I will end this presentation and encourage you, to take the class, because that is what we're going to do. We're going to prep you in the knowledge of energy so you will have the wisdom to step up to a new level as a new ruler for this Aquarian age that is now blossoming. So get the fundamentals and get the way that this energy flows. That's what you'll learn, how energy flows and harmonize. You don't blend, you harmonize. So stepping up, not just in the knowing, but how to walk in the knowing, how to utilize what you're knowing, what you know. That's what time it is now, you see. So that's what we hope to give you, as you take this class. We hope to give you the information that will prep you for where your spirit is about to take you to. So that is it. So I did think you were going to do a few questions. Is that right?
Yes, so we're definitely going to do some questions.
Okay.
But I do want to, number one, when you pulled out, I felt like you pulled out ancient scrolls when you shared your
Yes,
notes.
yes, I did. I dug. I pulled out old paperwork. Yes, we're full circle.
That was such a special treat. I know people were trying to screenshot it, like, what does that say? That was such a special treat. One thing that we spoke about, I think it was last week, Sister MyRah,
Yeah,
is that you said you were going into your fire and air energy.
yeah,
And
yeah.
this is your,
Transformation.
yeah,
Yeah,
transformation. This is the external you and the teaching you. And
yes,
this is so powerful. What you were speaking about, and several times you guys that you were in the chat, you may have heard Sister MyRah say the class, the course, and you're like, what class, what course is she speaking on? So there's a year-long class that we have at Spiritual Ascension University where we certify you in 7 or 8 certifications. And the first one is Sister MyRah's Astrology Course. It's a 3-month course. About a couple weeks ago, there was such a demand for those who said, I want to study with Sister MyRah. How can I take this individual class? And I said, well, this is the class that 2 years ago, remember Sister MyRah, you told me I'm no longer teaching this class anymore. I asked if she would teach it as part of this program, but she has since agreed that it would be a standalone program, a standalone course. So all of you that hear her speaking about this class and what she's going to be teaching in this class, this is her fundamental astrology class, her spiritual astrology class. It is powerful. There's nothing like this. You saw her notes that she channeled directly from spirit. This is a class I took a few years ago, and as much as I knew about astrology, it transformed my life. And something you said, you need to know who you are universally. And so you can know astrology. That's wonderful. It's not just about the sun sign, but knowing where you fit. And this class does that. It teaches you where you as an individual fit in the whole and what your responsibilities are. And so this is the power of this course. It is meant to transform your lives. I highly recommend it. Again, she is offering it. We've had conversations. This may be the last time. This is me asking, like, please, Sister MyRah, can you teach this class?
Yep, she keeps drawing me out of retirement.
So if you are interested, I highly recommend you register for the class. I'm gonna put I'm gonna share actually so you can see where the link is in the description. The link is in the chat. Let me just share this so you all can see what it looks like here. Okay, there we go. So when you click on the link, you'll see this page here, and you can scroll down, get more information about exactly what's going to be in the course. It's about a 3-week course, so, 3 months. Okay. We're meeting twice a week. It is designed to be like a college level course. Again, this is my background, my expertise. So this is me coming together with Sister MyRah to present her course, her body of work to you all. So you see the notes that she's presenting. This is what she's going to be teaching you all. Another thing that I'm so excited about is we took her body of work, and it is now a book that is published that everyone in the class will get a complimentary copy of this book. You can't find it anywhere else. You can't download it anywhere else. This came directly from Sister MyRah in alignment with spirit. Again, this is spiritual, or as she says, soul astrology. So again, the link is in the bio. Register for the class. The class starts May 27th is orientation. The actual first day of class is May 29th. The classes are filling up. We already have quite a good number of students in the class. And again, this is Sister MyRah saying, this is what I'm here to do. This is the year she's crossed over into her teaching space right now. You saw her pulling out her notes. And so she's ready to teach you all that feel aligned to learn this, especially I know you have a lot of people that when you start teaching that they still wanted to take the class.
Yeah, they kept requesting. Yes, they sure did.
They've heard about it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep, it is transformation time. So I've been in my earth and water as Capricorn Cancer. Now it's time for me to put on my Aries Libra. So you guys will do the same thing. Like Melanie, you're Leo Aquarius, and now it's time for you to put on your Taurus Scorpio. You see. That's right. So if you've been external, air and fire, it's time for you to put on your internal earth and water. If you've been external earth and water, it's time for you to put on your internal fire and air. That's why I'm going into my fire and air, but we don't know how temporary that is going to be, so yeah, this may be, the final, what can I say? The final course when it comes to, teaching this information. Pretty soon I am going to feel comfortable enough to retire because I have put a lot of information out there. Yeah. And so it's all out there at this point. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of like the exclamation point of what I have been pulling together, on my spiritual journey and my spiritual path. We're coming to a head. So this will probably be, the most, that I'll put out there when it comes to a final presentation, of my collection of information. So I'm not talking about personal readings. I'm just talking about, a course type presentation. So we'll see how it goes. But, I do enjoy, my time that I have free. I love my work. Don't get me wrong. I love the work I do, but Now I'm a little getting more focused
Mhm.
in my comfort zone, as I've gotten into my early 70s. So, you know, it's becoming more important to kind of lay back and chill, because I really do think, um, I put out everything that I really want you guys to know and to take with you, but not just to receive, but to utilize this information. So hopefully this will be the final part of this whole process that will equip you to step out. Um, you will never be alone, though. You'll always, because your main guidance is your spirit. And even the message I give and the consultations I give, they're all contingent on what your spirit is giving to me. I'm just the messenger. So that's part of what this will be also, is understanding how to solidify that bond with your spirit, so it can guide you and step you up to this next level. It's time to step up to a new level, you guys. And we have to be fully equipped in what we know, so that we can begin to utilize the knowledge and begin to walk in the authority of that royalty. So, yeah, that's my goal.
Thank you so much, Sister Myra. And like you said, you have videos on YouTube over 10
Yes.
years. Um,
Yes.
um,
Yeah. I
I,
mean, even the Hammett Summit's on there. And shoot, I did that in what, 2002.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, it's been some years.
yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely encourage everyone. You have a master that is here. You want to study under the masters that are here, that are sent to you. It's wonderful to be able to go on YouTube and watch videos and things, but without having the foundational understanding, without really sitting at their feet, you really can't fully grasp what it is that they're teaching. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. And I don't want anyone to be in a space of, man, I wish I should have, or I didn't, or I was afraid to. I didn't know if don't have those doubts. If you feel in resonance, if you've always said, I want to study under Sister Myra, I want her to teach me, I feel a connection to her, then take this step. Go ahead and do it. She's here telling you to. So with that said, Sister Myra, thank you so much for this powerful message. Thank you for sharing your notes, your scrolls with us. Um, we're
Yes,
gonna
it is
go.
working, Melanie.
Yes, we're gonna go in the app and answer some questions. But before we do, I want to ask you to wrap this up. What are some closing words that you have for everyone tonight?
Um, we're definitely at the crossroads, you guys, and it is time to start solidifying that partnership with your spirit, an equal partnership. And so, you know, get in that partnership with your spirit, come into who you are holistically, step up to your magic. It is time. When I talked about that horizontal leg of the fixed cross, that Taurus and Scorpio, I have seen the indications that we are transitioning from that horizontal leg to the mutable cross, where we are tapping into our magic. So now is the time to um, begin. When I say utilize or walk in the knowing, that means being able to tap into your magic. And that is what we're going to do. We're going to open up your knowledge of how to tap into your magic. And for you, you need to start practicing with your spirit. As I've mentioned before, start doing little exercises just to prove. Your spirit wants you to prove. Mama Magic wants you to prove that you are a vessel, a big mama, and she is Mama Magic. And she's more than willing to deliver her magic down through you as her vessel to manifest that magic. So that is what time it is, to walk in that knowing, to walk in the authority of your royalty, to know your power so you can step up to your power. So there's a lot to know about that. And it's time for us to do that and start doing your own little tests, your own little tests. I told some of you, about, looking at the TV screen, coming up with a color just to see that TV screen fill in with that color, or sending telepathic messages to someone, setting a time for you guys to practice that. These are the things I mean when I say start utilizing what you know. It's time out. We can beat a dead horse. Father brings the information to the table, but we're at Mama's gateway. That means it's time to serve it up. And we know everything we need to know. Now, gathering more information is just like beating a dead horse. Now it's time to practice what you know. And so that is what I'm trying to encourage you to do. Get all the information you can, especially when it comes to your opposite sign. Your opposite sign is your spiritual energy. And so study that energy so you'll understand what energy you need for balance and or to become whole. Study the characteristics of your opposite sign. That's going to represent your spiritual partner. And that is what you need to balance with right now. It's the one that will prove the magic. It will prove this information, and it'll do it on a level that's personal and unique between you and your spirit. So that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Find out everything you need to know, especially starting with your opposite sign, your partnership with your own spirit, and then your spirit will be the one responsible to take you to the next levels. So that's it.
Thank you so much
So I
again.
love you. I love you, family. You know that. So
Thank you again so much, Sister MyRah. We love you too. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful night. Sweet dreams, safe travels. And to SAU, we will see you in the app in about 5 minutes. Peace, everyone. Good night.
good night. Okay.